Once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. America makes prodigious mistakes. America has colossal faults, but one thing cannot be denied. America is always on the move. It may take two people to make a really beautiful mistake. To like an individual because he's black is just as insulting as to dislike him because he isn't white. The eyes of my eyes are opened. We do not believe in ourselves until someone reveals that deep inside us something is valuable, worth listening to, worthy of our trust. A lot of people think or believe or know they feel, but that's thinking or believing or knowing, not feeling. The snow doesn't give a soft white damn whom it touches. Nothing which we are to perceive in this world equals the power of your intense fragility. Most people are perfectly afraid of silence. I spill my bright, incalculable soul. Nothing recedes like progress. Pilgrim children merely punch time clocks. The godless are the dull, and the dull are the damned. The symbol of all art is the prism. Knowledge is a polite word for dead, but not buried imagination. I don't like the memories because the tears come easily. Simple people, people who don't exist, prefer things which don't exist, simple things. Private property began the instant somebody had a mind of his own. Unless you love someone, nothing else makes sense. Kisses are a better fate than wisdom. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. Love is the voice under all silences, the hope which has no opposite in fear. Humanity, I love you because you're hard up. You pawn your intelligence to buy a drink. Love being such or such, the normal corners of your heart will never guess how much my wonderful jealousy is dark. The voice of your eyes is deeper than all roses. Who pays any attention to the syntax of things will never wholly kiss you. Lovers alone wear sunlight. Be of love a little more careful than of anything. Yours is the light by which my spirit's born. You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars. Only by you my heart always moves. Lady, I will touch you with my mind. I love you much, most beautiful darling, more than anyone on the earth, and I like you better than everything in the sky. Trust your heart if the seas catch fire. Live by love though the stars walk backward. I'd rather learn from one bird how to sing than teach 10,000 stars how not to dance. Unbeing dead isn't being alive. It's spring when the world is puddle wonderful. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. I shall imagine life is not worth dying if and when roses complain their beauties are in vain. Very luckily for you and me, the uncivilized sun mysteriously shines on good and bad alike. It takes courage to grow up and turn out to be who you really are. Listen, there's a hell of a good universe next door. Let's go. Life is not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. Whiter than lilies, which are born and cease for being whiter than this world. Really unreal world, will you perhaps do the breathing for me while I am away? Nobody else can be alive for you, nor can you be alive for anybody else. That which we die for lives as wholly as that which we live for dies. I imagine that yes is the only living thing. A wind has blown the rain away and blown the sky away and all the leaves away and the trees stand. I think I too have known autumn too long. Poetry is feeling, not knowing or believing or thinking. If a poet is anybody, he is somebody to whom things made matter very little, somebody who is obsessed by making. As for expressing nobody but yourself in words, that means working just a little harder than anybody who isn't a poet can possibly imagine. Such was a poet and shall be and is, will solve depths of horror to defend a sunbeam's architecture with his life, and carve immortal jungles of despair to hold a mountain's heartbeat in his hand. Though wish and world go down, one poem yet shall swim. Poetry and every other art was and is and forever will be strictly and distinctly a question of individuality. If at the end of your first 10 or 15 years of fighting and working and feeling, you find you've written one line of one poem, you'll be very lucky indeed. We all of us do exactly this nearly all of the time, and whenever we do it, we are not poets. If there are any heavens, my mother will all by herself have one. Unlove is the heavenless hell and the homeless home. Toms can be Dicks, Dicks can be Harrys, but none of them can ever be you. What concerns me fundamentally is a meteoric burlesque melodrama. Life included, this play isn't about it simply is. Don't try to enjoy it. Let it try to enjoy you. The first step to expanding your reality is to discard the tendency to exclude things from possibility. There are certain things in which one is unable to believe for simple reason that he never ceases to feel them. The three saddest things are the ill wanting to be well, the poor wanting to be rich, and the constant traveler saying, anywhere but here. She may be going to hell, of course, but at least she isn't standing still.